And boys, we are back here with another college football video. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit more about abilities and specific strategies given the latest patch. Before we get into today's video, I do want to talk about our sponsor real quick, MMOEXP.com. If you guys want an alternative to buying packs, consider buying coins at MMOEXP and make sure to use code DILL at checkout for 5% off your order. So we are going to get started right here on the offensive side of the ball. Now a lot of the stuff that I'm going to say today is pretty similar to the last update, but there are some things that have changed. And again, we're going to go position by position and talk about some things that I'm liking. We're going to go position by position, talking about some things that I like at each position spot. So quarterback right here, this is one of the spots that I don't think much has changed. Hold on. No. I think I'm going to leave my reaction in right there because I think they actually changed Lamar and Cam Ward. They now get the dot ability. I mean, that's a good change because I don't know if you guys saw my video with Dylan Gabriel, but I was actually kind of complaining that the fact that they hit 83s, or like Dylan Gabriel, for instance, hit 90 for accuracies. So they got rid of the throw accuracy rating or something. I don't know what they changed with the dot ability, but yeah, now you can run dot on potentially Cameron Ward and Lamar. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. And you know what? Since we're already here, we can talk about the dot ability because I think that's something that is actually a pretty smart strategy, because this right here, sending in the pocket, slight accuracy boost when throwing to open receivers. And what I think this does a decent job of, it's not 100%, it's not foolproof, but it can help you stop getting a little bit more like random inaccurates, right? Threshold wise, for like regular head-to-head, you're going to want to hit 90s across the board for accuracy in this game. And we're kind of still on that 85 level, which is good on like the all Madden game type. I know it's not called all Madden. I think it's Heisman in this game, but you know what I'm saying. So dot is a great ability, but I think the #1 best ability on quarterback that I'm really recommending still is Magician. Magician, again, just helps you move in the pocket, and it can help you evade spies. It can help you get out of like just bad situations. And yeah, we're still on the bronze level for a lot of these abilities, but Magician is going to be the recommended ability for quarterback. And since we're here as well, we can talk about Workhorse. So they actually tuned wear and tear a little bit in the patch, and I'm going to be running a lot of games without Workhorse, seeing if wear and tear is still as noticeable. Hopefully you don't lose like 20 speed on a player that gets hit one time, you know? And what I'll say about Workhorse is I feel like it's still good. It's something you could run because I think there's more going on than just wear and tear effects. That's slight protection from wear and tear effects, because I swear when they run into someone, Workhorse does light up, but I swear every time it's either a broken tackle when it lights up or it's like a D lineman shed, right? So Workhorse I still think is good. Definitely a reason to run it, but two recommended quarterback abilities are dot and Magician, Magician being my favorite. Now let's go to the running back right here where we have Ashton Jeanty. Now we're starting to get like sidestep and 360 silver. They aren't bad. We also could get head first silver. Again, not bad abilities, but I think the more noticeable thing is still shifty on bronze. Like if you're going to spend 2 AP on a running back, for me, it's hard to justify sidesteps, 360 or head first over shifty. Shifty, I just think makes your left stick movement kind of crazy. So I'm still going shifty over that. And something we were running on running backs once again was the Workhorse. And I think if you are still like a run first player, I'd recommend the Workhorse still. Even if you're not getting crazy wear and tear, you want your running backs to play like a top end running back, especially if you're running a lot, right? So for running back, for me, it's shifty and Workhorse. Now let's go to receiver right here, because I think this is the #1 thing that has changed for me. Now, what I was prioritizing on receiver before, right? Like it was potential like, oh, like, you know, like Workhorse to not lose anything. Cutter, I was a big fan of. I still like Cutter for 1 AP, but I think there's two things that I am all aboard running on receiver. And my second favorite one is going to be the Press Pro, because what did they change in the most recent patch? Well, they made it to where the stem glitch, like the speed boost glitch, not a thing. So what the stem glitch was good against was man coverage, right? And also they made it to where the custom stem curl, like you would have a curl route on the field, you custom stem it all the way up, and if your receiver was off the line of scrimmage, they would insta beat press man. So for me personally, right, what do I not want people to do? I don't want people to press me. I don't want people to press Luther Burden. I don't want to press Savion Williams. So for me, I think you got to run the Press Pro or the takeoff ability. And I think both of these actually do a great job of beating press. Even though takeoff says slightly quicker release off the line when not being pressed, what you'll notice is they will get pressed, and then like halfway through the route, takeoff lights up and they get like a speed boost and they are wide open on a streak. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this takeoff ability, but also when you play like zone, one, it can beat press zone. I literally made a video on takeoff, so I'm kind of like summarizing that right here, but yeah, it can beat press zone as well. And also it just makes your routes like run faster, which is a good thing, because if you're playing heavy blitzes, if you're getting shedded, like your receivers are going to get open faster, right? Absolutely money. And it's my personal favorite ability on offense now. Again, I was liking the magician a ton, but now I'm all aboard the takeoffs. Now, at the tight end spot, we do have Vernon Davis, and I really wish we could run like a takeoff right here. Now, really at tight end, I think it's okay, maybe you want to just throw up jump balls to him with jackpot. I feel like this just makes you have a bad play style though. So I wouldn't really run jackpot. I understand the appeal of it. I think it could lead to more harm than good. And really the only ability I'd recommend on tight end is cutter. And for me, tight end is a spot where you don't need abilities because they're in a spot where they can't get pressed. So press pro, I don't really think does anything, especially if they're an inline tight end, but also things like cutter as well can be good too. Can give you a little bit more consistency with what routes beat man coverage. So I don't mind cutter, but for me, it's just, I would rather run the takeoffs on receiver or a magician quarterback. So I'm not really running abilities on my tight end. Now we can also talk about offensive line as well. Now we are starting to get some silver level abilities for this. I don't think the silver abilities are great. Like for instance, wear down right here, successful blocks on pass plays, add moderate fatigue to an engaged defender. Like that would be kind of overpowered if it was like 1 AP, but it's 3 and again, kind of tough to justify. For me, the only thing that I think would be worth it, I think you can justify some of these abilities again if you're a run first player, but I would rather prioritize getting like running backs to be overpowered. The only thing that I can justify is quick drop for 1. And I potentially play these on either my 2 guards or my center and my 2 tackles. And I used to run 5 quick drops and that was my ability setup for a while. But again, I just think the takeoffs are so good that I'm running takeoffs over that. Yeah, my setup on offense right now, 2 takeoffs, magician quarterback. That's what I think is the best. Honestly, what I don't hate as well, if you want to like full send receivers, having like another press pro right here and just making sure like, hey, you're not going to press me. What I don't hate as well is if you want to have press pro on all 3 receivers and then magician quarterback, or if you want to have press pro 3 receivers and then have a cutter on the tight end and like a workhorse running back. Like there are a ton of different setups you could do, but me personally, 2 takeoffs, magician quarterback. All right, now let's go to the defensive side of the ball right here. So overview of defense. In my opinion, for linebacker in particular, I don't really think there's a point to run abilities. So these are some things they could get, right? Like knockout on that bronze level's doing much. I mean, I would like wrap up on silver, but it's 3 AP, tough to justify that in my opinion. Now, what I will say was a pretty great strategy before the wear and tear patch was using aftershock. This was an ability that I completely overlooked, by the way, and I don't think I've talked about it once on the channel, but this was actually kind of overpowered for a little while when wear and tear was really, really crazy. Like 1 hit, you lose like 20 speed, and this just increased the wear and tear effects to opposing players on big hits. And how people would take advantage of this is basically, hey, you can attack the flats, you can run the ball, you can do whatever. They'd be in a formation like 3-3 stack or 4-2-5, and again, all out, give up the underneath, come up, land a big hit, right? So yeah, that's a great strategy. And that was really the only thing that I could justify on linebackers. And you could get 4 of those, right? So linebackers, don't really think there's anything I'd run on them. Now, when we talk about pieces in the secondary, right, we'll use Malachi Starks as an example, and we're going to talk about both corners and safeties. So there's really 5 abilities I want to talk about. First one, house call on silver. Moderately improved abilities to catch interception attempts. This right here is a really good ability. I wish it was cheaper in AP. Like I wish this was 1 AP because I feel like catching interception attempts, I feel like it should be 1, you know? I feel like that would be better for the balance of the game. And if it was 1 AP, I'd have my entire secondary filled with them. And that's really my issue with house call. It's the fact that if you want to run it, you get 2 of them, right? Which I mean, it's not bad. Like you could go 2 outside corners or top safeties. For me, I just like I like a balance of ability. Like if I'm gonna run an ability in the secondary, I want basically all my secondary pieces to play like the same. I hope that makes sense. You might be different from me. You might want the house calls. I wanted to mention it. It's just not really for me. Now, ballhawk right here. This is a good ability in zone, and it can make your zones play some things that they normally wouldn't. I understand why you would run this. Again, if you're a zone-based player, ballhawk is still one of the best abilities you could get in a zone-based defense. Like, again, totally understand why you would run this. Now, we're going to go to the right here. We're going to talk about robber. Robber is 3 AP, slight improved movement and zone coverage. Now, what you might think is your players would like react or like move better, like dropping back. Like, no. Where I'd run this is a user defender ability, which now that we could run 3-3 cub and have a safety linebacker user, this is a pretty damn good ability. I think I'm going to have some sort of video here soon. I tried this out and I have a robber user safety. How that changes things is probably robber user safety, where we're just moving and we're playing things that we normally wouldn't get to. Also having like some ball hawks in the secondary, like this is something that I think given the update in 4-3 multiple and adding 3-3 cub into the game, getting more formations where you can just use or a safety, this is something that's gonna catch on, I think, here soon. And then after that, we get the 2-man coverage abilities, which I now think Jammer, I had Jammer in my A tier when I ranked abilities. I think it's now back to the S tier because the custom sim curl got patched and also the stem glitch got patched. So running shade down 2-man, pressing people, getting in their face, gonna be a hard defense to beat if you don't got press pro, if you don't got takeoff. So I think that is a fantastic strategy as well. Like literally shaded down 2-man, show me you can beat it. I think that's great. I think that's a pretty effective way to play the game right now. And then we also have blanket coverage where this is just a little bit better reaction time in man. It's kind of like the ball hawk of man. And I think this can help you play man coverage too. And I think man coverage still is really great as well. I think zone did get better with the curl flat patch and also thirds playing a little bit more. I think you could run man or zone and you have your reasons for both and you could be successful. And again, if I'm running jammer, I'm running 3 jammers and I'm jamming the receivers, press man, shaded down every play. If I'm running blanket coverage, I'm probably running 4 of these. Again, safeties manned up. And ball hawks, I'm running 4 of these as well. I would probably go 3 jammers and a blanket coverage though with blanket coverage. So yeah, that's what I'd run on the secondary players. Again, pretty similar things that we covered before. But again, I think robber is kind of the I don't want to say new thing. Like we knew about it, but didn't really have effective way to use it for me at least. Now let's talk about defensive line right here too. And of course, how could we have a best ability lineup where we don't talk about quick jump? I mean, quick jump, especially James Pierce getting on silver. This is, you could still say this is the best ability in the game on defense. And I'd probably agree with you. This just gets the defensive line off the ball. It makes blitzes really hard to deal with. It gives you a boost in pass rush. It's not every single play, but when these things work, they freaking work. And yeah, it's slightly quicker jump off the snap when pass rushing. And I was comboing that with workhorse. I kind of forgot to change my ability setup after the wear and tear patch. But yeah, I was running workhorse on the D line, trying to make sure they just kept their pass rush points or kept their ratings and they wouldn't get lowered, right? And really, I think that's the only thing worth mentioning on defensive line. I mean, we have inside disruptor. It's okay. It's not the best. It's okay. It's kind of like inside stuff in Madden if you're familiar with that. But yeah, currently I'm still running 2 quick jumps and I'll probably just have like a random ball hawk or something, man. But I think the next strategy I want to try is robber user safety, which is 3 AP. We would then have 2 ball hawks. Okay, that's 7. And for 1 AP, I don't know. We'll figure that out. But yeah, boys, this has been my thoughts on ability setups in College Football Ultimate Team and my thoughts after the patch and how the patch changed things. Again, a lot of it is the same. Again, a lot of it is the same as the pass update. We really haven't gotten that next tier of abilities yet, but I wanted to give my thoughts, wanted to update this, and I hope I was able to help you. If I was, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more college football content just like this. Now, if you guys do want to go ahead and see me use these cards live on stream, been streaming here on both YouTube and Twitch. Watch on the YouTube, make sure to hit that noti bell as well. You'll be notified every time I upload or go live here. Or if you guys want to watch on the Twitch, check the links in the description, hit that Twitch with a follow. But if you guys do want another video to watch, check out this one right here.